Let's see this then, brother. Come on, that's it.
And there it is, there it is, there it is. All right, guys, there we go. So we are absolutely live. I'm here, look at this, in the Emirates Stadium, you know, home of football as we know it. Come on, you Gunners, come on, you Gunners. So I'm here in the party. I've got Azza Not Gazza with me, got Joe Smo 89, UNM Melon, UNM Sausage, and we've got Masood somewhere. He's gone missing. He's done a run. I think that's where I think he's got. I think he's left in the locker room. He forgot his boots. Do you know what I mean? So he's back out there doing something. Let's see if we can get him back in here before we get going. So
he's just ran to meet David Luiz real quick.
There it is. So we've got a few things to go through, guys. Obviously, first ever podcast we're doing right now, and with the boys here, we're going to be talking all things sort of transfers. So the first topic we will be kicking off with is about the transfer market. Okay, so who are the winners? Who are the losers? You know, there's a lot of exciting deals that got done late on. A few exciting ones got done early on. Some clubs made a lot of moves. Some clubs not so many moves. So let's throw it out there. Let's throw it out to Melon first of all. Melon, let's give me your thoughts on the sort of, you know, which club you thought really sort of stood out for you from a winning perspective.
Arsenal.
Why is that?
Because you got the winger that you needed. You got David Luiz, who's a proven centre back, and you got the left back that you needed.
Man like Pepe is exciting, absolutely exciting.
Yeah,
being an Arsenal fan, it was nice to see us absolutely smash our record personally, but 42 million before, no, 50 million and 65 million for Aubameyang. See us smash our record and get someone like him is really exciting. And the last minute deals for Kieran Tierney and David Luiz. Now that for me is where the winning formula comes in. We needed to up our defence. It was a bit of doom and gloom when we lost Aaron Ramsey at the start of the window. But to bounce back and pick up with David Luiz and Tierney at the end of the window to get our defensive points up there. William Saliba coming in from Saint Etienne next year. He's coming in, next season. That looks exciting as well. We've got that young Real Madrid midfielder. Is it Dani Ceballos?
As well.
Gabriel Martinelli, that young striker as well. So, you know, Arsenal are looking in great shape for me, and I think from taking, you know, it's not even from a bias point of view. I think if you look at the deals that we got done, bearing in mind we went out there and had 45 million budget to spend. We broke our record with a deal that was spread out over 5 years, meaning we only paid 20 odd million for him up front. Then we still managed to go and buy Ceballos. We paid 15 million to Real Madrid for him. We got Kieran Tierney for like 20 odd million. We got Saliba coming in next season. We've done pretty well, but David Luiz, the masterstroke sort of out of nowhere, for me, made big moves. Didn't see that one coming until it was noise. Go on.
Oh, we'll see it. For me, David Luiz has to play in a back three because he's better in a back three than he is a back four.
And it's interesting. I forget. He's 32. You know, the man's fit and strong. He's a big lad. Do you know what I mean? But Melo makes a good point. He is quite calamitous at times. But when I compare him and I think
he's shocking, but in a back three he's better.
When I think of him at 7 million £7 million in today's market for someone of his pedigree.
Bargain. That's a bargain.
That's an absolute bargain.
With that host.
Absolute bargain.
The movement.
Azza, what are you thinking, bro? Go on, Azza. What's your thoughts?
I agree. Arsenal did, considering their situation, they did pretty well. But again, like you said, you hit the nail on the head. David Luiz, mate, if you're going to play him, you need to play him as CDM because he's just a calamity. I know FIFA is not a fair reflection on... I know, like, FIFA is not a fair reflection, but every time I play against the guy, he makes mistakes all the time. It's so realistic compared to how he is in real life. He's just more attack-minded than defensive, I feel. And he would make a good CDM, yeah.
No, I think so. I've always liked him in that sort of more forward line role than just sat in the back.
He is a bit of a disaster sometimes, isn't he?
Yeah, but that's Arsenal, and I think from the flipping that over, two teams who didn't get many players. Well, Liverpool didn't get anyone. Right? I think they spent 10 million or something like that, or less than that.
Yeah, they probably should have just got somebody because Allison just went down.
Yeah, go on, Joe. What's your thoughts on Liverpool's window, Joe? As a Liverpool fan, what do you think, Joe, of Liverpool's sort of transfer?
I don't think they did horrible. I don't think they should have got more players. At least they should have. You know what I mean? They had the chance to get more people. They didn't. You know what I mean? Especially in the midfield, a couple more.
Absolutely.
And the center back position
with that host.
Centre back as well, yeah, absolutely. I can see that. But I see from their point of view. I mean, look at this. They lost by 1 point, 2 points to Man City, a freaking amazing Man City team, right? And Liverpool, some of the best business they've done is listen. They've kept their team. They've kept the players they wanted to keep. They've not lost anyone key. They've got like Oxlade-Chamberlain, Adam Lallana coming back from injuries. And Adam Lallana isn't a big name, or the Ox, but the Ox we all know is a great potential. Adam Lallana was playing some of the best football we've seen from someone like him in that team before he was injured for such a long time. Those two guys coming back alone are great new signings and can freshen up the midfield for Liverpool, I think. But yeah, it would have been nice to, I suppose from a Liverpool's fans' point of view, it would have been nice to have seen them get someone in as well, right?
Yeah, especially in the centre back position. That's where they're weak at. You know what I mean?
It's not even that. If Salah or Mane get long-term injuries,
Yep.
But you look at City. Sane's injured, but that ain't going to worry them because they've got Sterling and Mahrez.
True,
that's
exactly.
why City, for me, are the best all-round team in Europe because they've got a player for player in each position.
And without wanting to sort of jump into who's going to win it yet, but City, I mean, they've got, was it Rodri and Cancelo from Juve? Cancelo, was it? I think they got.
Yeah, Cancelo right back.
I mean,
they swapped him for Danilo with 30 million on top, I think.
That was it. I mean, two fabulous signings there. I mean, could they have done it with anyone else? Or I know they've lost Sane.
Anyone else at the minute. Don't need anyone else
I think the worst one was Ricky Scott Carson.
Yeah. Where's he gone?
The City, isn't he?
That is true.
Was that
they bought that young guy?
Which one? Sepp Vandenberg from SC Heerenveen. Yeah, true. And I think that's where Liverpool can be a bit more tactical, a bit more strategic than probably the other teams. I think Liverpool's team, like Man City, is absolutely phenomenal. Liverpool got a strong starting 11, and admittedly, probably got 3 or 4 players that they can back up really, really strong as well. Probably the two most well-rounded squads in the Premier League are Liverpool and Man City. So right now, for them to spot youth and get youth in, it's a great time to do that. It's a great time.
But they rely a lot on that front three, though, man.
Yeah, massively. You don't want to be getting any big injuries to Sane, Firmino, or Mane. If they can keep those guys fit, anything is possible. Anything is possible for them. So, with the sort of transfer window being done, the league's kicking off this weekend. Liverpool already smashing. Was it Norwich they're playing?
3-0.
3-0. 3-0. Okay. So it's 4-0 now.
Just now.
So Liverpool are off to a flyer. All right. And I'll start with Melon. What's your top 4 predictions for the 2019-2020 season? Yeah. So in order, first to fourth.
City, Liverpool, Tottenham, Arsenal or United. I reckon
Look,
with
you
Arsenal,
got to pick one.
United,
You got to pick one.
it'll-
You got to pick one.
United, I'll be biased because I'm a United fan.
Cool. We'll come back to that in a second. Sausage. What do you think? Top four, buddy.
Top four. This year, I'm going to say Liverpool, City, United, Chelsea.
Liverpool, City, United, and Chelsea. Yeah.
Nah,
Ooh.
Chelsea won't get it. Nah, Chelsea won't.
Interesting.
Chelsea won't
Interesting.
get top four.
So Tottenham, no room for Tottenham, no room for Arsenal. Chelsea sort of outdoing both of those.
Yeah.
Chelsea won't get top four, man. Don't talk
Okay.
nonsense.
Watch your space, bro.
Interesting. Jose, man like Joe. Go on, what do you think, bro? Top four.
All right, I got Liverpool, City, Arsenal, Spurs.
City, Arsenal, Spurs, right? Okay. Azza,
Just because I think
go on.
Arsenal
Go on, Jay.
voted pretty good.
Think Arsenal, sorry, say again?
I said because I believe that how Arsenal picked up on the transfer window. They're just, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I'm
Why
with
is
you, with
Lama
you.
a Liverpool fan, is she? If you are, you never come in my house again.
Yeah, she most definitely is. Azza, over to you, buddy. What do you think? Top four. I don't want to hear Man United number one either, by the way. I'm not going to believe it. I think you're on a wind up.
Yeah, be realistic.
Nah. So
FIFA.
I'm gonna say City again over Liverpool. So Liverpool second, just because even though they got that injury to Sane, they've still got like Mahrez. They got plenty of cover.
Jesus, Aguero,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Exactly. At every position they got cover, man. I just think they're gonna do it. And Salah, he's good, but everyone knows how to defend against him now. So just feel they're gonna be lacking in attack a bit. Third place, I'm gonna say United. I'm okay. It's not because I'm biased, but just judging on pre-season, I just feel that Solskjaer, they've been like saying that Martial and Rashford have been playing. He's like training him in a different way.
Actually,
or
want to
whatever.
play for him, that's why.
And I think Rashford. I think he's gonna have a great season this season. And then fourth place, I'm gonna have to say Chelsea, just because of the
With their
Lampard
host.
factor, mate. I
The
just feel
movement
that
goes
they've got
universal.
Batshuayi back. He's gonna play like the Drogba role.
Okay.
I just
okay.
feel I think they're gonna be there. And Arsenal, even though you got a good squad, I think it's gonna be the same story as last season. They need time to gel, and I think by the time that happens, like in January, it's just gonna be too late.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, because some good points, and I think you're backing up really well. Obviously, City looking clearly up front. Liverpool, those two teams are looking without doubt favourites to be 1 and 2, right? Questionable sort of marks. United, Chelsea. The next sort of four clubs. There's probably 3 or 4 clubs that can vie for those sort of remaining 2 spots, if you like, in for Champions League, which makes it interesting and up for debate. Is Masood back? I think he's having some technical issues there, Masood. So I'll give my
Technical.
I'll give my
Let's
thoughts.
get on
So-
that jet plane, bro.
So I think like everyone else so far, apart from Joe, but he's a Liverpool fan, I think City are going to come in and smash the league again. It's difficult for any team to win back-to-backs, but they've got a really, really great team. I can see them pushing out regardless of the
And a
injuries they just picked
fantastic
up on.
manager.
Pep, best man in town, right? Then I'm going to go for Liverpool. I know they've just had injury to Alisson come through just now, but I think they've got enough as a squad to be able to sort of handle that. I think their attacking force, they will be hard to beat because they will score a lot of goals. So I think Liverpool in second place for me is going to be where it's at. Then I'm going for North London sort of 3 and 4. I'm going to go for an Arsenal in third and a Tottenham in third. In fourth place. And that sort of changed really. I didn't have Tottenham there in fourth. I had Tottenham in fifth until yesterday. They made a couple of key signings there yesterday, which I think if they didn't make those 2 signings of Ryan Sessegnon and I can't remember the other guy's name. If they didn't get those 2 guys, I think they would have drifted off, and think maybe Chelsea, United would have been pushing out. I think United more than Chelsea, definitely United more than Chelsea. But Arsenal, I think with the momentum we've got going from pre-season, we've done really well. The squad seems to have really gelled and really performed well across pre-season. You can't really judge it on that, but I'm liking the sort of performances from the young players as well as the experienced players and the people that we bought. We bought well. It's the first time in a long time, I think. Not just Arsenal fans, but the pundits and the media and everyone is thinking Arsenal have done well in transfer market space. So with that momentum there, I'll see a top 4 place there for Arsenal. And Tottenham, I feel, just because they've got a really good young fit squad as well. They don't get many big injuries, which they're going to have to rely on a lot this year, is their injuries. I think they're going to have to really rely on not getting many injuries because their squad, once they lose 2 or 3 players, we don't know what's going to happen with Eriksen yet, but if they lose him, it's still going to be in a little bit of bother. But I think they'll do enough to come in 4th place. Masood has just joined us back in again now. Masood, can you hear us? Masood?
Yeah, in the party, bro.
It just flashed up saying he was there. No?
There you go. Look. He has damaged his anterior cruciate ligament in his knee. That's why.
Big injury.
ACL.
Big injury.
I don't think their squad is big enough to win in the league.
But who's their backup keeper?
One of the main players get injured.
Adrian just bought him.
Adrian from West Ham, man.
Right, okay. So he's got a chance to shine. To be fair, he wasn't too bad of a goalkeeper, actually. He wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
He wasn't too bad, but they wouldn't have been banking on him playing the majority of their season, and this injury wouldn't have been seen coming. Do you know what I mean? He's going to have to step up. He's going to have to step up. Mass,
but
here.
I think even at that, he's got a better defense of
Yeah. He's got a better defense than we had at West Ham, that's for sure. He's facing less shots than he did for West Ham. Masood, can you hear us? We're going to have to move on from Masood, and we'll come back to him when we're able to get him in. Okay, so that's the top 4 predictions there. I think everyone's been quite unanimous there. City and Liverpool, everybody has gone for them as a 1 and 2. With City coming out sort of top, apart from Sausage and Joe, are the 2 who've gone for Liverpool to win the league. And myself, Melon and Azza think City will win it. So pretty even there. Up for debate though, places 3 and 4 in the Premier League in particular. If you look at sort of United, Chelsea, Tottenham and Arsenal, I didn't expect many people to say Chelsea, but the Lampard being back in and sort of being in the front running of the leadership race for Chelsea, he may have a little sparkle on those players in that team, and we'll see what will happen there. All right, so it looks like Masood has broken the party, so we're gonna have to re-invite Masood. You're gonna have to stay out until we finish. Then it looks of it. Let's get the boys back in. But yeah, it's looking pretty unanimous. If we talk about sort of City at the top or Liverpool at the top, one of those guys absolutely going to win it. But Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United for those remaining spots is where the sort of debate is going to be lying at and where the action is going to be coming from. Right, okay, let's get so everyone's back in the party here. All right. I sent him an invite as well.
Nope.
If the stream's freezing, just change the quality settings on it, Big Man John, or take off FTL. Okay. Joe's just connected, and then we'll carry on from there. But yeah, pretty unanimous. Everyone's going for pretty much the same teams there, apart from Chelsea. We've got a couple of guys with Chelsea in there. It's Joe. FTR off works. Joe's breaking the party, it looks like. No, it's fine.
We're all in.
All in.
Oh,
okay.
Fine.
Okay, so we're going to go into the next part now, which is our weekly predictor. So I've picked 3 games happening this weekend. The guys are going to predict their scores. And what we'll do is obviously everyone will get a chance, and I'll keep tally of the scores.
Relegation as well.
Oh yeah. Oh, Good point. But before we move on to that, relegation.
The movement welcomes.
So we've got the top 4
more.
Champions League champions sort of elect, if you like. Somebody must go down, right? That's inevitable. 3 teams will go down. So we'll kick off in the same order. Sausage, who do you think is going to be sort of relegated, buddy? What's your sort of picks on that?
Judging by tonight's game, Norwich.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going to say no.
They're looking like the Ripon boys. 1 game in, right?
Straight away, I'm going to say Aston Villa and Newcastle.
Newcastle.
Yeah.
Contentious. Big Newcastle.
I think Sheffield United, I know they've just come up, but I think they want to stay in it more than Newcastle. They'll just pip them.
Right, okay. Interesting. Okay, Melon, what about yourself, buddy? Who do you think is going to get relegated?
Norwich, Newcastle, and Crystal Palace.
Norwich, Newcastle, and Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace is in an interesting place. I mean, they've had a bit of a rocking of the boat with Zaha.
Zaha's gonna. Yeah, that's what I mean. I think Zaha head's not gonna be in it because I think he'll go in January.
Mm-hmm. And they need him. Let's face facts. He's their main man, right? If they're going to be doing anything sort of dangerous, they need that guy in form.
Let's just be honest, man. That guy is.
Do you think they should have sold him?
Oh, Zaha. Yeah, they should have got 80 million for him.
They should have taken that, right? If you look
They
at
should have took it at the start of the season because they knew he wanted to leave, and they could have reinvested, mate. They could have bought Phil Jones and Chris Moore, and that would have been alright.
Yeah, as an Arsenal fan, I'm laughing at them because I couldn't believe Arsenal was looking to buy him and they turned it down. Yeah. And I said if they bought him, I would not have been buying an Arsenal shirt this season. So now they haven't done that, and they've gone and got Pepe. I'm definitely buying my Arsenal shirt, the new one we got. So, okay, cool. Joe, what about yourself, bro? Who do you think is going to be relegated?
I'm gonna go with Norwich. There's a Crystal Palace and Brighton.
And Brighton as well, yeah. Nice. Brighton just escaped last year by the skin of their teeth, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
So and then they sacked their manager. So I think they're in for a bit of a rumble of a season this year. All right, Azza, what about yourself, bro?
Norwich, obviously. Basically, all 3 teams that have come up. So yes, Sheffield United and what do you call them?
Aston Villa.
Aston Villa, yeah. I mean, Aston Villa, right? They have spent a bit of money, but
they spent a lot of money.
I just feel the gap between the Premiership and the lower divisions is just too high now.
Big difference,
and I think, it's just too hard for these teams. I mean, unless they're really passionate and they really go for it. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. But yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Wolves did fine. Wolves
did alright, but Wolves came up with a very strong team because remember, I mean, those guys who bought Wolves, they'd invested a lot before they even got promoted, and they're a strong team for that league already. And last year we saw how good they did in terms of being able to come up and make that transition, and then they invested again. So I think this year, I've seen a few guys in the chat have been saying that Wolves could be an upset there for one of the big boys with Wolves in terms of their current form from last year and the investments they've made again this year. All right, Masood sent through his notes in chat. He's gone for Norwich as well. Seems to be a common trend. Sheffield United, again, another common trend there. And a new one in the fray, Southampton is Masood's pick as well. So Norwich, Southampton and Sheffield United are the 3 that he's gone for to get down.
Yeah, mate, you got Steve Bruce, mate. You ain't got no hope.
So my 3... I didn't want to go for all the boys who come up this year because he easily could have done that. I've gone for Brighton, Sheffield and Norwich. And interestingly, Norwich got spanked tonight already. Sheffield United, I just can't see it from a team point of view. Where's their goals going to come from? Charlie Austin was good for them in the Championship when he was fit, I think they made a couple of signings from what I've heard, but nothing that's exciting at all. I can see them going straight down. Brighton for me looked absolutely shaky. I think I've gone for them just a little bit ahead of Villa. Villa were my second choice. I was tossing them 2 up. But I think with Villa's investment, surely they can't do another Fulham, right? Fulham spent a load of money last year, flopped. Surely we can't see that again with Aston Villa. That was my thinking behind it. So I've gone for Brighton, Norwich, Brighton and Sheffield United. That's my three choices there. Cool. Okay, so predictions. So three big games this weekend I've chosen. Well, not necessarily a big game, but three opening games. I've chosen Man United versus Chelsea, West Ham versus Man City, and Newcastle versus Arsenal. What's your predictions on that, guys? So we're going to start with Melon. Man United versus Chelsea, bro. What's the score going to be for that one?
2-0 United.
2-0 United, yeah? West Ham City.
6-0 City.
6-0 City. I can see a whipping coming. That.
Look how I always said City, man. Their team was just some next level, man.
Absolutely. And Newcastle Arsenal?
4-1 Arsenal.
Okay.
Bam
Big scores there. Birmingham hat-trick as well. Sausage, what about you, buddy?
Yo.
2-1
Man United against Chelsea. What do you think that score's going to be?
2-1 Chelsea.
2-1 Chelsea, eh?
West Ham Man. This guy, I'm gonna slap his next one down.
He's a whole City fan.
Shut up.
All right, Sausage. Man City or West Ham versus Man City, to say it correctly.
3-0 Man City.
And lastly, Newcastle versus Arsenal.
1-0 Arsenal.
1-0 Arsenal. The glory days of George Graham. 1-0 to the Arsenal, eh? So look at the chat here. So Minter's going for 3-0 to Arsenal. He's saying, Catch Me TV saying 2-0 to City. AJ reckons that Arsenal will win 3-0 because of 8 million David Luiz. Demon, he's backing his boys 2-1 to Newcastle. He's a Newcastle fan through and through. He's not going to say anything different. We're never going to convince him at all. Masood saying Here we go. Got Masood's scores here. Let's put them in here for him so we can keep track of him. Masood is meant to be on our panel, guys, but he's having some technical difficulties, so he's in the chat submitting his conversion. So 2-2, he's gone for Chelsea versus United. And was that West Ham 0, City 6? Another drubbing there for West Ham. And a closely fought but high scoring 4-2 to Arsenal against Newcastle. That's Masood's predictions.
Newcastle ain't going to be Arsenal, man. Let's be honest now.
Okay. Man like Joe. Let's go, bro. Man United versus Chelsea, bro. What do you reckon?
2-1 United.
Thank you, Joe, man. You got my respect now, bro.
West Ham versus Man City, Joe.
Say 5-0 City.
5-0 City.
It's 5-0 West Ham.
And lastly, Newcastle versus Arsenal.
I say 3-1, and the new guy scores a couple goals. I think that's what I'm thinking.
3-1.
He's gonna prove it.
Well, Pepe, you thinking? Yeah.
Yep.
Is it coming and score a couple?
A couple goals, I think.
Nice. I'm not sure if he's going to be playing. I know Emery was talking a bit coyly about sort of bedding him in, which I didn't like. You know, I want him to be starting. If he's fit and ready, right? Stick him in the team. Man's 23. He's 23, 24 years old, man. Just get him in the team, get him running around. He'll do absolutely fine.
And you spent a lot of money for him, man. People, when you spend big money like that, they've got to play every week.
Exactly. Okay, Azza, Man United versus Chelsea, bro.
2-0 United.
2-0 United, Azza's going for. Okay. West Ham versus Man City.
Okay.
That I would say 2-1 City.
2-1. Azza's bringing it down a notch or two. So we've had a 3-0, 6-0, 5-0, 6-0. Azza comes in with a 2-1.
Upton Park, mate.
Difficult place to go to at times.
Not up. Actually, they've moved, didn't they?
No, it's the Olympics, the London Stadium, isn't it? Is it?
Yeah,
is it fit?
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm pretty sure he is. He's been in training. Okay, Newcastle, Arsenal.
That one I'm gonna say 2-0 Arsenal.
2-0 Arsenal. Nice. Okay, so I haven't actually given these thought yet until you boys started saying these. So United, Chelsea. I'm gonna try and be a little different here. I'm gonna go for a 1-1 opening day bit of a ball draw, if you like. I don't think it's going to be very not much action in that game. I think both teams are going to go into it a little bit coy, and we'll get a couple of goals. 1-1 for me. I'm going to call it on that one. West Ham, Man City. I can't help but see a City drubbing, but I'm going to give them a respectful 3-0, just because I don't want to sort of absolutely laugh in their faces too much at West Ham. Newcastle, Arsenal. I think that'll be a 3-1. I can't see us keeping the clean sheet at their ground. I think they'll probably score first and we'll win 3-1, however. And with that imbalance, I think the teams kind of lie up there for themselves. We've got a couple of draws put in for Man United against Chelsea. We've got one close result at 2-1 for City against West Ham, but everyone else has gone for a bit of a drubbing there for West Ham. Looks like they're going to be the sorry victims come the end of this weekend after Norwich. And Arsenal and Newcastle, though sort of a couple of close games in there, it looks like Arsenal are favourites to win that one by far. So that's the score predictions. With that in mind, when it comes to the score predictions games, obviously we're going to tally these up. Come next week's podcast, we'll obviously celebrate the guys who got the most right, and we'll redo that again and keep doing that on a weekly basis as well. So really excited to see how the guys can kind of predict the scores each week as we go by. Last thing to cover on the podcast before we move on and sort of head into our pro club stream. Top goal scorer. Who do we think is going to win that golden boot? Who's going to be your, right now as it stands, if they're fit and healthy, who is your golden boot nominee? Sausage, we'll start with you, my friend.
Son.
Son from Tottenham.
Yep.
There we go. Dangerous player. We all know how good he is, right? Melon.
Aguero, if he stays fit.
Aguero's got to be
Best
many
striker
a
in the league,
favourite.
without a doubt, mate. Best striker in the league.
Great player. Joe Linton.
Go for Raheem Sterling, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Bad shout, man. He's been on fire.
He's been on fire. And I think what Pep's done really well with Raheem is get him scoring more goals as of late, you know. And could he have that sort of Cristiano Ronaldo breakout season from the wings where he's banging in a bunch of goals?
Mate, you can't put him on Ronaldo's level, bro.
Nowhere near the level, but in terms of being able to score from the wings, could it be his year where he bangs it in and scores 20 plus goals? No, I don't think he will at all. But could he get more than 20? He's got
Of course
potential.
he
I
can.
think so.
If he gets the service, of course he can.
What was last year's winner? 24? 25? It's a joint
22.
bunch.
22.
So
Three people tied.
that's
With
quite a
the
low one.
host.
That's quite a low one.
Movement goes universal.
Okay, Azza, what about you? What's your golden boot nominee, buddy?
Again, not being biased, but I reckon Rashford's going to do it this season. He's been, I mean, he only scored I think 13 goals last season, but I just feel that it's going to be a time where he's going to move to the next level, and I think this season he's going to do it.
Yeah. I mean, now with obviously Lukaku going, United not bringing in another big name forward, there's noise of him leading the line. He's leading the line for United without a doubt, right? He has to be. This has got to be Rashford's moment. This has got to be the season that we see him step
He's
up
got to embrace it.
as a number 9 for United and England's future number 9 or 10 alongside Sterling, alongside Harry Kane, right?
That's with
Rashford.
Go on.
I was going to say, would you say it's fair that if he doesn't do it this season, he's not going to get another chance like this?
Ollie's obviously said to him that you're going to be leading the line. Short chance. He has to embrace it and do it. Because he could be
Big
out
C.
on that main strike for the next 10 years.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, how old is he? 22?
21.
21? You know, so I feel like he's got to make some real impact this season. You know, we've seen a lot of potential, a lot of promise, and a lot of quality. I think now, if he gets that opportunity and to start and be United's main man, it's not many 21-year-olds out there who get that
Because he's
opportunity.
not, like, Mourinho played him on the wing. He's not a winger, man. He's a striker.
Absolutely. Cool. Masood, I see you in the chat. Who's your prediction for Golden Boot, buddy?
It was actually 85 mil, mate.
It's a hard one, but you got to pick one, dude. You can't say Oba, Aguero, or Son. Which one is it going to be? Neck on the line. And it's going to be on the spreadsheet. Aguero. He's a safe pair of hands, right, Aguero? He's knocking on a bit, but he's definitely a safe pair of hands. Me, I'm going to go with my main man at Arsenal, Aubameyang. Joint top scorer last year, 22. He's shown since he joined Arsenal, he's just banged in goals. His goals for game ratio is really, really high. I think if he stays fit, it's going to be a tough one to beat. He's a goal scorer.
But see,
if you saw the goal he scored against Barcelona the other day, absolutely. I mean, it was like a timed bang outside the box from an Ozil pass. That front three, if we can get him, Lacazette, Pepe, Ozil in behind, with the pace that he has, he'll be scoring a lot of goals this season.
Scary, bro. Scary, man.
You won't be doing that for this Newcastle game because Ozil's not playing. He was Kolasinac.
Nah, there you go. But first game of the season, I think we'll absolutely smash them. Cool. So we've got some. I think everyone. Aguero we got twice there. Other than that, it was Son, Aguero, Sterling, Rashford, and Aubameyang. All very strong contenders there for goal of the season, for Golden Boot nominees. But yeah, there's a lot of people out there.
Let me add one more thing in. Who's going to be player of the season? Player of the season.
Ooh. We'll throw that one out for anyone in the chat. What do you guys think? Player of the season. That's a hard one, right? It's a hard one. I see Joe Linton one more time, Demon. I think you're certified mad.
Who that was Joe Linton?
I'm guessing it's a Newcastle player. I've seen the name.
They've just signed him, right? And that is actual class signing for him.
With that host,
Sterling.
the movement goes universal.
David De Gea, Sterling. I'm seeing.
Joe Linton, Newcastle's on.
AJ saying, let's see what the first few games are like. But he's putting Sterling in the ring.
Season.
De Bruyne.
Demon, Kevin De Bruyne.
I think De Bruyne. I mean,
I reckon if he was fit all last season, he would have got it. If he stayed fit last season, he would have got it because he makes such a big difference in that City team.
Yeah, huge difference. I think
the pace and power he has driving that ball from midfield is next to nothing.
Joe Linton again. There we go. What about?
Are you doing Golden Glove?
Ooh, Dombele.
Signing of the season.
What about who has been the signing of the season?
What? Who do you reckon? Just in the Premier League?
I'd say let's say right now. Let's say everyone we know has been bought. Right, amongst us as a collective, who do we think is the signing of the season so far? No one else can come in right now, so the window's done. Right, who do you think has been the signing of the season? We've got Louise in the chat, Pepe in the chat as well for Minted. Dirty cheap for Louise.
Who do I think is going to be signing of the season? Wan-Bissaka, mate.
Wan-Bissaka. I would have to say. Pound for pound, I think David Luiz at 7 million. I don't think you could get pound for pound, even if he has a horrendous, shocking season performance-wise. If we still finish 4th or 5th, I think that's still the signing of the season for the price we paid for him. Realistically, £7 million in today's marketplace, from my point of view, for a defender like that.
You should have mod him, bro.
For a player like that is unreal. That's just my thought, anyway. Scott Carson, signing of the season. He's like the new Richard Wright.
Some people might not agree, yeah, but 50 million for Wan-Bissaka at this time in this day and age is a bargain. Because if he left another season, he'd go up to 90 million, and he was the best fullback in the league last season.
He's a great player, absolutely phenomenal.
It's fact.
And fifth. But whilst we're talking about big prices being paid, the big sort of elephant in the room is Harry Maguire at 85 million.
Freaking slabhead.
What do we think about that?
No, look, it is.
Maguire
have gone through this, yeah. The only reason why Harry Maguire costs that much money because he's an English player from an English team. Yeah. Now, if we bought him from Serie A, he would have cost 35, 40 million. That's it. It's a fact that because that's what it is. It's a fact.
I'd say who was it? It was who's Koulibaly play for? Napoli. The Napoli president summed it
Paddy's
up
worth
perfectly.
250 million. Man. Yeah.
He turned around and said, "You know what? United have just literally broken the price market by paying 85 million for him when they wouldn't pay more for Koulibaly." It's pretty pathetic. What it summed up to me very really that deal. I said it to Mel, we were talking about the other day. I said it looks like United just couldn't get the players they wanted, but they had to get someone. Harry Maguire wanted to make the move. Leicester would have sold, and I think at 80 million pounds, he will do an all right job. But I think they've been robbed a little bit there, personally.
Yeah, we have been robbed.
Fair enough.
We've got the money to spend. Demon, you're a Newcastle fan. You got a clown as your manager, mate. Good luck in the Championship next season, bro. No, I'm not lying. It is overpriced. But it's football. Neymar, as much of a fantastic player he is,
No, it don't
200
matter.
million for
It
him
don't
is
matter
still a
that it's
lot of money,
overpriced, right? What we needed was a defender,
them-
and no matter what we paid, we filled that spot. What we needed.
We needed
No, true that. True. And that's probably contributed to the fact why you paid so much for him, right? You needed a centre back. Leicester had you by the balls.
Fair enough, right? Yeah, I would have rather had Koulibaly and paid a bit extra for him, but at the end of the day, we've got a 25-year-old English centre back.
International.
Yeah,
Which is what
you don't
United
pay
have
for
always
it,
been.
but-
We've
Exactly.
always had the English centre. Yeah, I'm happy with it, man.
I
I'm
reckon
happy
he will
with it.
fit in really well. Do you know what? I reckon he'll even score a few of them.
My headset got cut.
I'm happy
see.
with it, man.
We'll see how good. We'll see how good he.
If I have to watch Phil Jones and Chris Smalling for one more season, yeah, I'm gonna bury myself in the field in my house because I can't watch them two clowns anymore. They drive me mad. Every time they get the ball, my arse starts trembling, mate. Like, what are you gonna do? Like Phil Jones, was it? I think it was the last time we scored own goal in Champions League was him, and before that in 2012, it was the last United defender to score an own goal in Champions League. Man, don't know how the hell they even get in that squad.
I think it's fair to say United have had some serious defensive issues, right? Along with Arsenal, and they've managed to go and get a couple of players in.
Between the sticks.
Yeah, De Gea, man of the moment for you guys for the last couple of years, right?
Best keeper in the world.
Cool.
He's proven
Okay,
it, right?
let's
He's basically
lads,
been playing with just a left back and a right back in front of him.
yeah,
No, not
exactly.
even that. Can you quite actually young and right back? Come on, man.
Oh,
I would have paid 85 million.
Man like
for
Ashley Young.
and
bro.
Jones and Smalling
Do
for
not
Maguire.
slate the young
Hey, he's
one.
your captain, bro. What are you talking about?
But
Why are you talking about your captain
that's
like that?
one thing I can slate on about captain. Our captain should have been David De Gea, man.
David De Gea, true stories.
Bye.
Listen, on that note, let's wrap it up there for today. I think we could go on talking about this forever. Listen, lads,
I could talk about it for
Joe,
all year, mate.
Melon, Sausage, Azza, Masood, even though he had his technical difficulties, Gigi's on the involvement and getting involved in this. Guys, this is going to be a first of every weekly installment throughout the season. If you want to be involved in future ones as well, let us know. But we've got a core group of guys who will be seen again. Look forward to seeing who gets the results right tomorrow, who gets the long-term predictions right in terms of player of the season, etc. But in the meantime, stay tuned. We're going to flip out for a minute, and we're going to come back and we're going to continue our pro clubs. So, see you in 2.